y'all don't realize the toll that drinking takes on you spiritually. Like in that moment.
I seen something and it just said we have to create our own privilege.
Yes.
And when you said opportunities, we don't have enough opportunities because we are not creating our own privilege. How are you doing?
Good. It's good to see you.
Yes, thank you for coming to the One Step Forward podcast.
Of course, my pleasure.
Peace and prosperity, friends. It's your girl, Emajah Amil. I'm a journalist, motivational speaker, mindset coach, and of course, owner and founder of the One Step Forward podcast. So make sure you grab your popcorn, release your pride as we talk about the obstacles that we face as young powerhouses here in America. Well, I'm so excited to get into this conversation. I'm so excited for season 2. Today we have a special guest with us. I'm excited to have this conversation with her because let me tell you a little bit about our story before I introduce her. Okay. So we actually became friends through Instagram. We became like Instagram friends. So it's like, you know those people that you always see.
Yes.
Yeah, you always see.
You always want to meet.
Yeah. You never do, but it's like, oh, I know her person. So yeah, so we had a bond, especially over our children, we have kids. And now here we are today. Every time I would talk to her, I would feel like, yo, she got something to say. Like, she just inspires me. She has a strength that needs to be shared. And I just was like, no, if we're going to have podcasts, we're going to have guests, we're definitely going to have her on here. So I'm so glad that she's able to be here. So y'all, this is Asiyah. Her name is CC. She goes by CC. She is from North Philly, extremely smart. Graduated from high school with a 3.9 GPA, had 5 full-ride scholarships to university, and she is also a self-taught nail technician who is now ready to step into this world and make an impact. Welcome, CC. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yo, we done had a great conversation, great warm-up, and while we was talking, I was like, this conversation is going to be so good, filled with so many gems, especially about being outside. We are talking about being intentional when we're outside, stepping outside with a purpose because we outside tonight. Everybody is outside. So I think that if we're going to be outside, then we need to have structure to how we be outside. It seems that everybody want us to, when you see somebody that's out having fun, you want to go out and have fun. Have fun without actually doing things that you need to do for yourself. And it's a balance to do
beneficial things. There's nothing beneficial about the outside today.
Especially if it's just we going outside carelessly and we hurting people, we just looking for fights and things that don't get back, right? Like, so even before we get to, tell me, like, where are you from? Like, tell me about, like, you grew up, how did you get here? How did you become a nail tech? Tell me about yourself.
I'm from Philly. I'm from Strawberry Mansion, North Philly. I have moved around most of my life. I lived in Atlanta before. I lived in New York. So I never really had, I guess you could say, like a stable home. I was always kind of like back and forth to Philly, Atlanta. So I never even stayed at one school for more than like 3 years. Like I've been a busy bee like my whole life pretty much. And I would say as I got older, I feel like as we all do, you know, like everything took like that shift. You know that shift between like being a child and being a teenager to being an adult. So I think that's kind of where that shift came in for me, like with deciding to be a nail tech and not going to school and stuff. Because as you said, I did get 5 full rides, which I was like extremely ecstatic about. But my grandma did pass away in 2019, and I was in 10th grade, and that like shifted my whole life. Like my grandma was like my lifeline, like literally my best friend, like best friend. Before my grandma passed away, I did want to be a pediatric surgeon, which is very hard. I took a summer course at Harvard. Hardest thing I have ever had to do. It was so hard. And especially because my major, like I wanted to major in biochemistry, which is like one of the hardest majors you can do. So once my grandma passed away, I kind of just like shut down, and I went in like this very, very, very deep depression, and like I didn't want to do anything, I didn't want to go anywhere. And then COVID happened, so now we're only going online, and I just like kind of gave up on myself. I was like I did. And after a while, I had this guy friend. We'll call him. Yeah, they were a boy. But like I used to have him pay for my nails all the time. And this one day he was just like, "Why don't you do your own nails?" He's like, "You always." I'm like, "Oh, but you don't want to pay for that?" He's like, "No." He's like, "No, it's not that. Like just." He like very creative and artistic. Why don't you just try and see how it do? So I'm like, you know what? That was something. So one day I tried it and I never stopped. Like literally, it was just like I tried it and I kind of fell in love with it. Like and then like I said, it was COVID time, so all the nail salons and stuff was shut down, and I was barely even good at doing nails. But you know, everybody wanted to come to me because there's really nowhere else to go. You know, people are so used to going to the nail salons that we forget that our own people can do these things as well. You know what I'm saying? So. It really started off as something that I was going to do for just myself, and then people just actually started wanting to come to me. So I'm like, why don't I turn this into a business? And it literally went from there. Like,
wow.
Yeah.
They never dream of or had the goal of doing it.
Never.
It just fell to your head and you just went.
Yes. When I say I never imagine, like if you would have asked me this 5 years ago, I would have never told you like this was my dream. Like this was never. I was so stuck on working in the medical field, and again specifically pediatric surgery, because I was like a sick child growing up, so I always wanted to give that back to those kids. And also my mom, big inspiration on me. She's a nurse, so she was always like a big inspiration growing up. Like she was a nurse since I was little. Graduated, I was 2 years old. My mom graduated, still made it through nursing school and everything while I was a baby.
Wow.
So she was like my biggest inspiration on why I really wanted to work in the medical field. And then I kind of took a step back to myself again, like after my grandma passed, and I was like, is this really what I even want to do? You get what I'm saying? Or is it something that I was just seeking through my mother? It'll be 5 years this year because I started doing those 2020 and COVID. So this year will make 5 years of me doing that.
Wow, congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Sometimes you want to go to nursing school to going and being your own business. What was that transition like, and was the friends that you had, was they entrepreneurs too? What did they want to do?
It was pretty rough. She was like very adamant on me going to school because again, that's the route that she took. So that's why I realized again as I got older, I also felt a little pressure from her as well. So she was, I wouldn't say necessarily disappointed, but that's, you know, not what she wanted for me, which is most parents do. That's why that's something I really want to change, like wanting a specific life for my kids and it's their own life. At that time, friends from school, they were kind of on the same wave as me. Like everybody wanted to go to college. We actually were all going to the same school.
Wow.
So yeah, so like, and then I ended up being one like, sorry y'all.
Really?
Yeah, so that was like a big change for us because yeah, my friends, like they all went off, and like I literally went for like the first 2 days, and like before I actually got completely enrolled, like I went there and I was like, nah, I can't do this. Like, and so that definitely took a big toll on our friendship because again, we were just on 2 different paths at that time. And once I got back to my at-home friends, which is like 2 people, they are also like kind of entrepreneurs and stuff, so I feel like we always build each other up. Like my best friend did my hair.
Really?
Yeah,
I love that.
we were always kind of 2 in the same because we always wanted to just do everything. I feel like we're so young and we had this pressure from society on us to be this, be that, do this, do that. Like we can't change stuff up. As us being in our 20s, this is our time where like everything is changing. Like you said, some of us are becoming parents, some of us are in school, some of us are just doing our own things, having jobs and businesses. So I feel like I also completely understood like their side of it too, because it was just like all this time, you know, we all think we got to go to the same school, we got everything planned out, and then I just like was the one that just like, you know what I'm saying? But luckily that didn't change like how they felt about me and our friendship as a whole. So I am still like pretty close with them. Those are actually the people that I went to yoga with. Yeah, because they came home for holidays and stuff. So I think for me personally, it wasn't too much of a big shift, just the fact that I knew I couldn't see them how I used to. You know what I mean? And but they were very accepting of all of my choices.
Wow,
Yeah.
that is actually like pretty rare.
Yeah,
It's pretty rare for people our age, especially to have the friend group where we actually have a business, we have a dream, not a business per se, but we have a dream, we have a goal, and we're not just gonna be out here. So you already had that structure, had that experience.
Yes.
So that's great. So when it comes to us being outside, do you feel like outside, how we know outside is,
Yes.
do you feel like that could be destroying the quality, the integrity of our community?
Yes, 100% yes. See kind of both sides to it, like the fun aspect, because I've done that myself. Like I've gone out the way, you know, we see outside. I've done that, those things like the drinking, the smoking, the twerking, all of that. Like, but people, they see that as going out every single time. Like that's the only fun that we can have. With most of the people, especially in Philly, like once we hit that age, it was like, oh, we can go to clubs now. That's all we do.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
That's it. We just going to clubs. We're going to clubs. Going to clubs. Going to clubs. And I tell people all the time, 'cause I'm not much of a drinker. Y'all don't realize the toll that drinking takes on you spiritually. Like in that moment, I can be a little religious sometimes, and you know, in the Bible and in the Quran, whatever you read in, you know, it says that in that moment demons are taking over, or however you want to look at it, the bad spirits, bad juju, whatever you want to see it. I just feel like you're not you in that moment. Like once you get drunk and that liquor hits your system, like tripping out, fighting, wanting to do this, do that, do that, it's like you're not yourself anymore. And I feel like us as a community don't realize that that's what's actually going on with drinking liquor. Like,
Girl, I know. I'm over here just like, you are amazing, you're shocking me. Like, you could never judge my face value because your mind and how you think about things.
I would love to go to like a club here and there and stuff, but again, the people our age, they take that as the only going out that we can do, or that's the only way they feel like they can have fun. Or even like the drinking, you know, drunk bowling, drunk skating, drunk.
Why do we have to
incorporate
something else outside of ourselves to enjoy ourselves?
Right.
Can I say something? So that right there, what you said, once we knew about drinking, how we know about drinking from seeing our people, our adults drinking. And so you know what that has created? I like to call, I know people hesitate with this word, but trauma. I feel like that is a certain type of trauma response when you just copy everything because you were shown it. Because
generational curse.
Yes, and you call it that. Growing up drinking. We drink it because we finally grown. But we never questioned and asked myself, do I actually want to drink or have I done this
before? Do I feel peer pressure?
Yes.
It's really, in the nitty gritty of it, it's really peer pressure. Like, again, starting from our elders to their elders, to their elders, to their, we really want to go deep.
I don't know if these people ready to be held accountable.
Listen, if you want to go deep, it really all started back when we was being held by the owner. It really, if you really want to take it back there, our ancestors kind of used that as an escape from their troubles. Because I think that's all really what it is, and nobody really wants to talk about it. Drinking causes minimal escape from your reality.
Not even a minimal, it creates a false reality.
Yes. I think that's where the fun and then the trauma kind of ties into place. Like, oh, we're seeing this because it's for fun, but in reality, a lot of us are fighting inside battles that we're just not talking about. And we just carry on drinking, instead of actually getting to the bottom of what's going on with everybody.
Yes. So, what do you feel like is the new way that we need to be outside?
If we can all just come together, and that's something that we've been saying for years.
Because we are coming together in the club.
Yes. I would say if we had meetups like at the park. If we had meetups, like I said, at fun things that we never done, like yoga, working out, stuff that'll actually benefit us in the long run.
Yes.
Like I said, sky, even something as small as Sky Zone or like mini golf, whatever, just something that we could have real fun and we wouldn't even need a drink because we're so focused on having fun.
Yes.
Like, I think we drink because it's like, it's nothing to do at the club but drink. It's nothing to do but dance, drink, and chit chat, kiki, dance. But that's it. We
It's
came
not like
together.
organic, creative fun.
Yes.
It's fake fun because
Fake
you're under
fun.
the influence.
Yes. And I feel like if you remember as kids, like in Philly, when we used to have meetups like at Jan's and stuff.
Oh, yes. Yes.
You remember how fun that used to be? Like everybody came together. It might be a fight here and there or something, but other than that, like we all came together. We danced, we had fun. Everybody made new friends.
Yeah.
You see this person, you see that person, blah, blah, blah. But it's like now, like I said, now that we're adults, that shift changed. So now it's like, oh no, the way we had fun now we're drinking. And it's like, no, that doesn't have to be the way. That's the way that society made it seem like. Because if you look at white people, you see them, they're not always clubbing, they go into the country club.
Yeah, they have the book club.
That's what, book club, all types of stuff. Just having family dinners, friend dinners.
Yeah.
Just to take it back to the slavery times, that's where we got disconnected at. We were disconnected from each other, so now it's like a war within ourselves.
Yeah.
Everybody else is sticking together. The Asians, the white people, the Indians, whoever, they all stick together. If you look at their communities, and like we had that conversation on the phone, we fight for everyone else but ourselves.
Wow, yes we did.
Like
Yes,
that's really what it is. It's like we fight for everybody else but ourselves, and that's why we keep ending up in these same cycles and circles, such as drinking, smoking, partying, all that.
with no intention.
With no intent.
That brings me into my next question. Do you feel that we can't have a balance? We can't have a balance of going out, having nightlife, and having that nightlife, and still create solid, nurturing friendships and be more intentional with.
Yes, I had that balance within my own life, and I think again, like I said, it's really about conquering with the problems within your own self first. Because I think once you do that, then you can realize like, I can actually put a limit on myself to how much I'm gonna do this night. Like if I didn't want to go out, you know what? I'm gonna have a little drink. I'm gonna have a good time, but I'm not gonna do too much. That's where the issue comes in at, because it's like now it's like, well, I can do that night, but tomorrow I'm getting up and I'm going on a 10-mile run. Like, and if people don't think like that, they think it's just like, I'm gonna get out, I'm gonna be hungover the next day, I don't wanna do anything, I think that's really where the disconnect is at with balancing those two lives. Like, and especially with having kids, I feel like that's what really made me be able to really balance enough. We as friends, I feel like everybody's fake. A lot of people are fake nowadays. A lot of people don't want to tell their friends about themselves. A lot of people don't want to speak the truth about what's really going on. Girl, like say if you got a friend, she get drunk every time I go out. She can't drive herself home. Somebody always got to her. Somebody always got to make sure she's okay. And it's like, y'all not actually holding your friends accountable and being like, yo, sis, for real?
Yeah.
Look at how this is looking on you. You going out every night, pissy, drunk, nasty, and it's like you don't even know, you don't recognize yourself the next day. So it's like I feel like the accountability within the community, we don't hold each other accountable, so therefore it's gonna keep being like, well, I'ma just party and then I'm gonna go to work with myself. It's like, when are you hanging out with your friends besides the club? That's the real question. It's that false reality that they like to go through to escape what's really going on, instead of us helping each other like, yo, what do you need? Like, what do you need? So I can be there for you. So now we can go out and party. We could also wake up the next day and journal and talk about that.
Think about what other things that you could do with your time that's going to lead to personal development.
Yeah.
Do you think that people can be friends with people genuinely without going outside and not like, let me say it. A lot of people might think like, I'm not going to meet nobody if I don't go out tonight at the club, at the bar, if I'm not outside downtown, or wherever it is the city is for them. And then they not going to network. So do you think that we can build solid relationships, meet somebody that could help them get to the next level and, create bonds outside of the club?
I 100% do believe that we just so accustomed to the nightlife that people are kind of scared to meet out in that public eye like that, and not like when it's very low vibration, the lights are low, the vibes are low, everything is low, instead of meeting at their true self. It's really hard making friends as adults. That's why, like you said, people feel like they have to go to the club to make a friend. I feel like the friends that you meet at the club are only going to be your club friends. Unless you feel like outside of the club, when you're talking to them, you can actually relate to them or have real conversations. Party friends are your party friends. There's some people that's just so adamant on having that life, so you just gotta learn when to separate yourself.
You said something that was really important. You said people don't want to be introduced as their real self.
Yeah.
Without the dark lights.
Yeah.
Without those little vibrations. That's a major thing because some people may have not confronted that within themselves. Maybe some people feel like severe loves and insecurities.
Yes.
So how do you fight those insecurities and have strengthen yourself?
On paper, I have depression, I have anxiety. We all have our different insecurities in different ways. There's some people who insecure about their personality, some people insecure about their looks. That's kind of what brought me out my shell, because I always walked around like feeling like somebody's judging me 24/7. So I think once I started to kind of look at it like, ain't nobody no better than me. That's how I look at it, like, nobody's no better. I'm not better than you, you're not better, I'm no better than the next person. Because again, you never know what they're internally going through.
Can we talk about nurturing meaningful relationships? Like you said, you don't know how to really make friends because it could be that we don't know how to really confront ourselves. And then we judging other people, we judging ourselves before we honestly realize that all of us got something going on with us. So if you do meet somebody and maybe our own insecurities drive us to be not good friends, how do we go about building real, nurturing, meaningful relationships?
Everybody should look at a friendship as a relationship. Before you become somebody's friend, you have to set some common rules and common ground. And that's where the disconnect comes in at. A situation that recently happened with my cousin. Her best friend was in a situation, the girl wanted to fight her best friend. My cousin ended up getting jumped for her best friend. The best friend never even helped her. Right?
Wow.
And so they ended up going to therapy. And the therapist was like, yeah, that's what I said. It shouldn't be this hard to be friends with somebody. She said, a lot of us come into friendships or relationships with unspoken expectations. And I feel like that's very true. You would expect your best friend to jump in for you, but she didn't. And you didn't say anything. So now it's like, now your feelings are extra hurt because you were expecting them to do that thing, but y'all never had that conversation beforehand. Like, hey, if this happens, are you going to do this? You can blame her, but you can't really be mad at her because that wasn't something that y'all set on the table before y'all even became friends.
Now, that is a different level of self-accountability.
Yes.
Because the right person will say, well, you know what? Should I have to talk to my friend? They should already know.
They should already know, right?
The thing is, well, some people don't know some things.
We was all raised differently.
Everybody is different. We have different fears. That is how you nurture a meaningful relationship, is by taking that self-accountability. And even knowing where there could have been even a little bit of miscommunication. And it don't gotta be that big. Do you think that there are any other important things to acknowledge when building meaningful relationships?
Paying attention to your person, whoever that person is. Like I said, best friend, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. Attention to who they are as a person, noticing the signs of when they're getting into that, that deep, that dark hole. Learning a person for who they are and not really what they telling you. Emotional awareness and that mental awareness is a really big thing. Like, not to get so deep, but I've even tried to, put myself before. And I feel like I was screaming for help to myself. Like, I was screaming for everybody else to help me, but I wasn't actually asking for help. Like, I wasn't literally out there like, I'm on the verge, I'm ready to go, something needs to be done about this. In our community, those type of things are just brushed off so easily and just pushed to the side. It's like, oh, she depressed, she'll be alright. She don't even know what depression is. She's too young. We all experience life differently. So I feel like having that emotional connection is really big. Like, just paying attention to the small things. That's a big thing.
Those are really good pointers. Because I think that when you have the right friendships and you have people that you know what we are for, then it inspires you and it pushes you to do better things. Like when you build the right relationship, diversify your friendships, you be able to use your time better because you won't have people that's just dragging you on one side and you have different things that you can be aligned with. I seen something and it just said we have to create our own privilege.
Yes.
And when you say opportunities, we don't have enough opportunities because we are not creating our own privilege.
Yep.
We're not sharing our wealth and abundance with the people that's next to us and the people that's younger than us and older than us. All right, girl. So that was a great conversation.
It was to talk meaningfully, things that will actually benefit me, you, everybody. Just get really passionate about it because as a little kid, I went through like identity crisis. Letting us know that we all belong.
Thank you so much, Cece.
Yes, of course. Listen, I'll come back. Every month I'll come back, okay? I'm so excited because I just feel like it's not a lot of us. Like it's not, and even the ones that are, they're scared to speak up.
Yes.
You know, they're scared to come out, come forth,
But this is why this is important.
Yes.
Because we are creating the space.
Yes.
Sometimes you have that leader, and then you have somebody that, oh man, I want to do, but I don't want to start. You need to create that space, and like we said, you need to create that privilege.
I wanted to do this because a lot of the times, again, we can feel stuck on not knowing how to bring this out to
Well, thank you so much for being on the OURSELF channel, being a part of the community. Y'all, so that is it. We done had this.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. See y'all next episode. Well, y'all, there you have it. I hope you guys got some inspiration and some great knowledge by my girl Cece. All of her information for her business, if you want to follow her and support her, will be in the description box. And we want to also give thanks to the cafe that we are in right now, Soy Cafe, located in Philadelphia, right in the heart of the city. The address will be in the description below. We was drinking some delicious. I had lemon ginger tea, and then you had
I had the jasmine tea.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the setup.
Right.
It's beautiful.
We was treated very well. So y'all come on down, get some vegan food, and if you're not vegan, just taste the delicious variety of different things that you can have here at Soy Cafe. Make sure you like and comment and you subscribe. Until then, peace and prosperity.